Hello everybody and welcome back to Void Dwarf Studios, where today we go back into the Age of Sigmar and look at the Nighthaunt, the ghostly vanguard of Nagash's vengeance. So, in the first episode we talked a little bit about who the Nighthaunt are and what they're doing in the Mortal Realms. So these next couple videos are going to be about how a Nighthaunt army functions, who are their leaders, how they are organised, what their troops do, how they operate, why a Nighthaunt army is a fun army not only to play against but also play with, and why you'd collect it, and I'll go into a little bit of background on each of the units. So, even though these are damned pitiable souls, there is a structure. This was made necessary as without the guidance of Lady Olinda and the Craven King, the Nighthaunt spirits were just running amok across all the mortal realms aimlessly, attacking anything and everything, regardless of whether it was a viable target, regardless of whether or not they could even reach it, do harm to it. It didn't matter. They were just attacking everything indiscriminately, with no real strategy or tactics in mind. Lady Olinda and the Craven King, who I will get to, grouped these Nighthaunt spirits into various different processions, each one with a set task and duty. The Chain Guard comprise of Chain Rasps and Guardians of Souls, the Wizards, Necromancer Sorcerers of the Nighthaunt. The Condemned are the Chain Ghasts, Chain Rasps, and Spirit Torments. Death Riders are the Black Coach, the Dreadblade Harrows and Hex Wraiths. The Death Stalkers are Cairn Wraiths, Glaive Wraith Stalkers, and Grimghast Reapers. The Executioner Horde is led by a Lord Executioner surrounded by Spirit Hosts. The Shrieking Host is Dread Scythe Harridans, Mormon Banshees and Tomb Banshees, and the Shroud Guard are the Bladegeist Revenants and Knights of Shrouds. Each one of these processions, or armies, has a particular function and purpose, which Lady Olinda and the Craven King have split them all into. However, they do often mix and match, as these spirits can appear and disappear almost at will. I'm going to start off with your rank and file, and then we'll move through into special characters, and then we'll go into your legendary heroes. Starting from the bottom, you have the hordes of Chain Rasps, by far the most numerous of all the Nighthaunt spirits. These unfortunate ghostly creatures were all in one way or another criminals in life, all of them dying in chains. Weighed down by their heavy manacles, they dragged them across the ground. The chains they wore in life now made manifest in death. And armed with crude weapons such as axes, clubs, and broken and rusted blades, they carved their way through anything still living. Their manacles that weigh them down so much are also improvised weapons in their own right, flailing them around and smashing bone and breaking skulls. And all the while, normal blades just passing straight through them. They are driven by a frenzy, a misery, a desire to inflict as much pain on others as they feel has been inflicted upon themselves. They are vengeful, angry, and malicious spirits, seeking only to cause pain onto others. Chain Rasps have actually existed in Age of Sigmar for some time, way back before Chaos took over the Realm of Death and beat Nagash to a pulp. There were the Chain Wraiths, essentially the ancestors of what are now called Chain Rasps. These were humans that had been cursed by Nagash to remain forever in bondage. These Chain Wraiths were so violent and so infuriated with the curse Nagash had placed upon them that they sought out vengeance upon every living thing or undead. They were actually uncontrollable at the time. It was only later on, when Lady Olinda became the tool which Nagash used to control the Nighthaunt, that they were able to be subjugated. The Chain Rasps emit an aura of dread, an aura of soul-sapping chill. The longer you are around these things, the more likely you are to get cold, feel weaker, not be able to move as quickly. And they use this to capitalize on the fact that they are not very swift-moving creatures. These Chain Rasps are controlled by the Dread Wardens, wardens of unrepentant souls who in life were jailers, and in death they lead these Chain Rasps into battle. The main function of a Chain Rasp Horde is to hold the enemy in place. They are there to tie up units and to grind them down, and they are perfect for the job. The Ethereal rule, meaning that you ignore modifiers to your armor save, and the ability to allow you to reroll wounds of 1 against your opponent when you have 10 or more models. This unit is a very solid battle line choice. And in addition to that, so long as you have a Dread Warden in your unit, they gain a bravery characteristic of 10. This means that Chain Rasps can be almost nigh on immovable. They are just so good at staying where you want them that your enemy's going to be stuck fighting these things until each and every one is dead. But I think what I like most about this unit is the Chain Rasp really does show off exactly what the Nighthaunt are all about. A tortured soul in life that was trying to escape, inevitably realizing that they are trapped whether they are alive or dead, and hating everything because of it. Now, the further we go into this army, the more you're going to realize is Nagash has a strange sense of irony. And he's also kind of a douche, honestly. Nagash loves punishing living souls, and he enjoys punishing them when they've passed on as well. To Nagash, these people were criminals. They lived evil or selfish lives, and why should death prevent them from escaping that? They should remain punished. And whether or not they deserve it, well, depends on your point of view, I suppose. To Nagash, you committed a crime, therefore you should be punished forever. There is no such thing as redemption in Nagash's eyes. If you fail, you fail. You will forever have failed. Nothing you will do will change that. Nagash is not a god who forgives, and Chain Rasps are a perfect example of that. The next unit we're going to look at is a almost as common sight as the Chain Rasps themselves, the Glaive Wraith Stalker. This being was once a human. In life, a hunter, a tracker, a murderer, a psychopath. These are people who, along with their mounts, chase down their quarries and slaughter them for the fun. They are the hunters. They are people who enjoyed the thrill of the chase. And when they died, Nagash decided that the just punishment for their crimes was that they become the perfect hunter. However, this is Nagash, so there is a twist. Whilst in life these hunters gained great satisfaction and thrill from the chase, from the kill, these Glaive Wraith Stalkers feel nothing. They are compelled to chase, they are compelled to hunt, they are compelled to seek out their prey. But the kill, the chase, never ever will satisfy, or ever will help them feel that same way again. But they chase that feeling, because that's all that's left inside them, a monster that only is consumed with the chase. And to add insult to injury, Nagash, as part of their curse, made it so that they could not move very fast, so that their chase will take them as long as it needs. And so, he took their bodies, their spirits, and melded them with the animals that they used to ride, typically horses, ironically. And so all Glaive Wraiths have these skeletal horse-like heads, human torso figures, wreathed in ethereal energy, and all carrying some form of glaive or spear. Nagash sends these spirits out to hunt down those he feels have let him down or betrayed him, or he feels are deserving of punishment. They can track their quarry for miles upon miles with just the faintest smell. And you're never going to get away from these. You will have to kill it. It is the only way to stop it. And unfortunately, where there's one, there's usually more. Many more. A Glaive Wraith Stalker is not very quick. It won't necessarily catch you very quickly. You can run from it, but it will just keep following. And it will always keep following. No castle will protect you, no walls, no magical barriers. you will have to eventually deal with this thing, and it is no slouch in combat. These units are great for the charge, for tying up units, and for countercharging, strangely enough, as they have a wonderful ability which allows them to disengage, back up, and charge again, allowing them to almost constantly have as many attacks as they can and allowing them to give them their rerolls. They are very dangerous and should not be underestimated, especially as you can take them in quite large numbers. Your next punished soul from the army of the Nighthaunt is the Grimghast Reaper. Whilst the Glaive Stalkers were hunters, psychopaths, killers and trackers in life, the Reapers were not necessarily as physically active. These are the schemers, the plotters. These are people who thought they could outthink Nagash, or thought that they had the upper hand. People who avoided getting their hands dirty, wanting to not get themselves bloodied, always having things taken care of by someone else, or thought that their plans and schemes could get the best out of the Lord of Undeath, and Nagash kindly let them wait until they dangled on the end of their rope. And Nagash decided that the most fitting punishment for them would be that instead of having cool, calculated and scheming minds in death, they would be reduced to nothing but frenzied, crazed, animalistic killers, slaying indiscriminately with their huge two-handed scythes, and blinded so that they would never see whom they are striking. This unit is very dangerous, not only because it has the capacity to do mortal wounds, but also because they are tough. And again, you can take them in quite large numbers. You're starting to see a theme here. Every Nighthaunt has some kind of twisted punishment brought upon them, either because Nagash felt they deserved it, or maybe they did deserve it. After all, these are wicked and evil people in life. These aren't good guys most of the time. Most of the Nighthaunt were quite malicious and evil. Should they not be punished for all eternity? Are they not receiving their just deserts for all the wickedness they did in life? The last of the battle line units that you possess in your army are the Spirit Hosts. Much weaker than even your Chain Rasps, these collections of lesser spirits gather together and attack anything within reach. They are barely sentient. Even a Chain Rasp has some idea of the misery they are in. They have vague memories of their former lives. These Spirit Hosts barely even have that. They are anger, resentfulness, and malice made manifest. They are pitiful creatures, although don't pity them too long. They will claw, bite, gouge, and rip your soul from your body if they can, hungry to take it over, or at the very least consume the life within. Not able to hold their ground as well as Chain Rasps, or with the hitting power of a Glaive Stalker or Grimghast Reaper, these are still formidable creatures in and of themselves, especially as they gather in groups, which makes them all the more dangerous on the attack. Use your Chain Rasps to hold the centre, send your Reapers and Stalkers around the flanks, and your Spirit Hosts around as well. Use it to overwhelm your opponent, grind them down, beat them down, and use terror as your friend. Right, we've now covered all the battle line units for your Nighthaunt army. I will start going into more special things in the next episode. Do you enjoy this slightly shorter format? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you again to all my new subscribers. I am really touched by your support, and thank you for the feedback. I will continue to work on the quality of the videos. My situation makes that a little complicated, as I'm still looking for work and, got to pay the bills and all that jazz. So yeah, but I will endeavour to make sure that the videos keep getting better. In any case, have a great day wherever you are. Take care, everyone.